gotta speak up.
This hearing is the student body of ALL versus Maria Sanchez. She allegedly plagiarized in U.S. history. Maria is being defended by Matine Yuksel. The ALL student body is represented by Jesse Singh. We'll follow the Arizona rules of procedure and rules of evidence, and we must finish this case today without it being continued. I expect everyone to be conscientious of time constraint and limit witnesses to 3 per party. I expect the audience to be respectful to the jury. Your job is to listen to both sides without prejudice, and you should not reach a conclusion until you hear all witnesses and see all evidence. You should now choose one person from the jury as the jury foreman. To Matine and Jesse, please keep your opening less than 5 minutes. Please keep questions short. You have 15 minutes. I'm now inviting Matine for opening statement.
Alrighty, I'll make this short. Matine Yuksel, and I'll be defending Maria Sanchez in the case of All versus Sanchez. Our major goal this period is to leave her without pardon, right? We don't want her to be prosecuted, okay? So we're going without punishment, and that's our aim for this period.
This is the case.
Yeah, Jesse, so here, you're addressing this group, they're the deciding group.
This is the case.
Can't hear you,
ALL
please.
student body
Loud.
versus Maria Sanchez. She was indicted of plagiarizing in history. She pled guilty, therefore in this hearing we will argue the penalty for this crime. The penalties are expulsion, in-school suspension, in-house suspension, and coming 1 hour before school, spending her lunch with Audrey, and staying after school 1 hour. In this hearing, since it was premeditated plagiarism, the punishment should be in-school suspension.
Matine, can you support for the charges?
Shouldn't be prosecuted herself. Okay, I've been here for 9 years, and through that time, I've seen many people cheat, right? Before, there's always just a slap on the wrist saying, why do it? Don't do it. It harms yourself in the future, right? So why start it now on Sanchez? Huh? Is there really a reason right now, all of a sudden, without no slap on the wrist, like all the other students, to just give this unlawful punishment on them? Okay? So how many people cheat a day? Really? How can we know? Right? Well, I have a witness today. I'll question him later on. And I'm going to ask him a few questions if he's seen any other ones. See if this is true. Okay? But is it really fair? Because she's becoming a scapegoat, right? It's ALL as in all of us versus Sanchez. Without a doubt, she has done something bad. She's cheated. It's not good, right? Because it cheats herself and everyone else. But why Maria? It's becoming a witch hunt, isn't it? Because we all judge her. Imagine if we're in her position. We cheated, right? If someone's cheating. Imagine if you cheated once and you just got caught and everybody was against you. Well, would that be fair? Is it just to just put all our judgment on her, right? So we don't want this to become a witch hunt, or else it'd be witches beware, right? So I ask you to, after I question my witness, to make your decision fairly and logically. That's it. I'll ask my witness after Jesse's next speech will be Edip Yuksel.
Yeah, this is a surprise. You didn't tell me.
Okay.
It's very surprise.
And
Do you have objection for me there?
all right. I move forward to Jesse.
Have any objection, or would you like to see, you get to cross-examine? You're not ready? All you can do right
Do you want
now
me
is
to
to
put no
object to the
No, no,
witness. You should have known beforehand, but you're calling him as witness, right? Doesn't he present his case first?
Yeah, let her.
Don't-
Yeah, he presents it.
Doesn't she have to?
Huh?
Wait, isn't it? Fine. I guess.
You examine. him
Maybe
first.
she goes
Yeah,
and
but
afterwards.
No.
they present it.
You-
That's fine.
He called you as a witness, he's the one. Now, she can object because she didn't get a list of the witnesses
Yeah.
before,
You could
but she apparently wants to cross-examine. And she is probably going to try to knock down some of the, or agree with some of the issues.
Okay. What's your name?
Edip Yuksel.
What's your status and your position in school?
I teach at ALL.
And how do you know Maria Sanchez?
I know her a bit, yeah.
What's the relationship?
She's a student of mine.
Okay. So, through the years, have you seen many kids cheat?
A difficult question to
And-
answer.
May I remind you? No, go.
Yes, I have seen, but the question is vague. Many means what? How many?
Many means more than 10.
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Was Maria one of them?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so
In specific, general.
according to this, so Maria hasn't been the only one, right? There's been many others.
Yeah, there have been others.
Many this year?
I don't want to use the word many. Few.
Few this year. Okay.
Because it's in specific.
How? So, how did you confront these individuals or students this year when you cheated?
I tell them not to cheat,
Tell them not to cheat. Oh, but in the case when Maria
and
said,
then I cancel their expert sheets. And
okay. So, as I say, the other cheats at the school, he canceled it. He gave her a slap on the wrist, right? But with Maria, in the case of Steven's class when she plagiarized, cheating, she is now she's in a case, and she is facing a punishment. Could be expulsion. Is this fair that all the other students this year they cheated, but what did they lose? They didn't get master their expert. But Maria, the case may be, she could face expulsion. Expulsion is a serious punishment, yeah, consequence, right? This goes on your record. So why Maria? Is it fair?
How many students have you seen premeditated cheating?
it's very difficult for me to judge whether a student premeditated or on the spot. But unfortunately, I'm not keeping the tally of students who I assume that premeditated. But I think a few students.
Objections? Isn't it all cheating premeditated? Don't you have to think about it? You have to go in, you're gonna go in class, you're gonna think you have a test. Aren't you gonna cheat?
Consult if you
Alright,
need to consult.
back down.
You can approach the bench.
Or you can consult with me, because usually you have enough people. No, not all. It's like saying, that's like, impulses don't exist. Speak loud.
Who cheated?
Hmm?
Do you know who cheated?
Yes, Yes, but am I required by law to give the name of the students now who I think they cheated?
Answer is yes.
Wait, objection. There's not a law.
There is a
I do not
law.
believe.
If one is aware of a crime or an action that is against the regulations, they have a fiduciary responsibility, fiduciary to the society, to make those statements.
But they may not be prosecuted, right? Because if their name's mentioned in this court, they may not be prosecuted.
Yes, they would be
They
prosecuted.
would be prosecuted. So wait, hasn't this become a witch hunt then? We're gonna just start naming people. How many of you have cheated before? Okay.
I remember some student cheating, I think one of the worst case, under their shoes. And it was really awkward contortions, a lot of contortion to find it. And it was easy to catch. But some students write on the papers beforehand the answers and switch. And sometimes it's difficult to find out whether it is really beforehand or not, but sometimes you suspect you ask questions. And I know some students, but I cannot 100% recall their names. And therefore, I know that, but if I knew ahead of time, I needed to give those names. And I would be recording their names, but I don't want to rely on my kind of memory, which is not 100% sure, because it will imply a crime.
Consult a little bit. Consult with others. You now stand, please, to instruct the jury to disregard all those previous statements, because he was unable to specify who, when, where. It's called rules of evidence, according to Arizona rules of evidence. To stand for the jury to disregard all of it, because it is contrary to the rules of evidence, do not consider it. The defending jury implicated both the witness and other individuals. And they brought it up, so you can actually follow that. And the judge could actually put you in jail until you gave that information. But you just have to strike it. No, to instruct the jury to disregard, and the jury should make that decision.
Okay. My statements, you want it to be stricken?
No. You gotta say why.
Objection. Do we really need their names? All that matters is if other students cheated.
Arizona
Isn't that true?
rules of evidence call for it, the judge has no choice.
Is this ALO represented by David as prosecution against Sanchez, or is it just the same?
That's okay. Let's consult. Loud.
Yes.
Yes, isn't one.
Disregard the evidence.
Matine?
Yeah.
So we're saying that we're just going to wipe from memory that kids have cheated before at this school this year. Is that yes or no? So then what are we wiping from the slate? What are we're disregarding? Which questions? Saying that kids have cheated? Isn't he, in my ask, is he a teacher? So he works at a school, right? He's employed by the school. So if he catches a student cheating, shouldn't we trust in him with the sense of objectiveness, right? So we can trust him about saying that other kids have cheated. So if we're not going to deny that other kids have cheated, I don't get what you're wiping from the slate. What are you disregarding?
Say it loud, not to him, you don't ever talk to the other, you talk to the judge only. And the jury.
Is Jesse saying something?
I don't know, I can't hear it.
Jesse, you need to talk louder. The people back here are really frustrated because they can't hear anything.
Yeah, please, I want to hear too.
I can't hear you. Loud.
The people in the back can't hear a word you're saying.
Still can't hear you, you gotta get louder.
Yeah, his questions were specific. They didn't say who cheated, they didn't say, he didn't say where it happened or why it happened or what if.
Motion to question again?
It can't do that.
Too much argument.
For what?
Making
What reason?
If my questions weren't specific and she wants me
Okay, I'll consult with you, Jesse, because before they said that this was going to go by the standard Arizona rules of evidence. Rules of evidence require that it be set in a specific time, specific person, and that it comes from the individual not, who witnessed it, not secondhand. That part of it's covered, but who and when, which rules of evidence require the state of, in the state of Arizona and the United States, he was unable to do it. Therefore, it's hearsay. Go ahead. You gotta do this. I can't do it. I'll advise you, but that's all.
Well, it's okay. You guys can disregard the evidence. No one cheated this year. Alright. Number 4.
That's okay. Except both party agrees.
And then you instruct the jury very clearly, this is part of it, to disregard the form of questioning.
Disregard all the questions.
Related to
Related to cheating,
others.
others cheating.
I want to give a counsel.
No, I don't have
You
to.
do it.
I don't need counsel.
Okay.
Since when did I've been, okay, come here. That's what I'm saying.
You're the witness right
I
now.
changed
You're
the hat.
Guys.
It's yours.
Get out of my court.
I'm going to have to take you on
It's yours. Jesse, you're still,
Do you agree that all cheating is premeditated?
I think that most of the cheatings are, perhaps some of them, but some may not be. Some may be spontaneous, based on just urge, and some premeditated. Obviously, not all premeditated.
you got some questions, don't you? You're trying to make a case.
Anything? What is your other?
Oh, I don't have another witness. I
Character
before
witness?
her.
What about character witness?
I don't know. I'll cross-examine her. She asked me.
I'd like to call my witness, Hannah Mendable.
Only if he's called all of his
Hannah?
witnesses.
Yes, I.
But he can't call anybody after this.
So I can question hers, right?
Huh?
I can question hers, right?
Yeah, you can question hers, but
Yes,
you can't
maybe
question.
excused.
Now, you can-
You're excusing. It's Jasmine's job to excuse.
Fine, yes.
Okay.
Yes,
They
back down.
excuse.
The judge will instruct you.
Okay.
That's unbelievable. No, it's good.
Okay.
I'd like to call my witness, Hannah Mendable. I think she's coming.
Yeah, they're not here, you can call another witness, but the court won't wait.
What's your name?
Loud, Jesse.
How many years have you been going to ALA?
3 years.
How long have you known Maria for?
This year.
Out of this year, has she ever told you she's cheated before?
No.
Have you ever seen her cheat before?
Yes.
How many times would you say? Do you know anyone who knows that she cheats? What do you mean?
Do you know anyone who cheats?
Object, it's hearsay.
Well, do I know anyone else who thinks she cheats?
Not that one, but you can object to this, it's here, she's asking for hearsay information.
Wait, can you repeat the question? Can you repeat that question?
Louder, please.
Louder.
Much louder, Jesse.
The one before.
If she knew anyone who cheats. Or who? No.
I just repeated it.
No, please say it out loud.
I can't hear, we can't hear, ask her
Do
again.
you know any, okay, out of your friends,
Huh?
do you know any of them who thinks or who knows that Maria cheats?
I don't know.
That's hearsay information.
Yes. Objections, hearsay. No, no facts as my questions were disregarded, so.
She doesn't, you should make her not answer. What? That's something.
Jesse, keep going.
Yes, I know, but.
Huh? Okay. It's his now.
Yes.
Judge
Okay.
has to instruct you.
Relationship to Maria.
Acquaintance.
Acquaintance. Not friend? Not friend. Okay, so acquaintance means your friend at school, but nowhere else. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. From being an acquaintance with her, is she a nice person?
To go back after these questions related to this.
Sometimes. Can you give me an example when she's not? And when she's an evil person?
Friend-wise.
Friend-wise?
Yes.
Can you elaborate?
No.
No. Should you do the truth? Wait, did she not do that?
What?
Did not answer?
If she says she's incapable of it, yes.
Was she incapable?
If she isn't, if she's capable of it, you can ask the judge to instruct her to answer.
Are you capable of answering this?
What does incapable
That
mean?
means you're not able to at the moment, not remember. You have,
Yes, I'm incapable.
you're incapable. Huh. And may I remind you, you're under oath.
What does that mean?
That means you should be telling the truth at all times, no matter what.
Object, he's badgering.
So would you like to reconsider your answer?
Object here.
Objection.
He's badgering.
Badgering? I'm just questioning. Oh, okay. If I cannot question, what can I do? So you're gonna,
Question
you
asked,
cannot, you still
question
cannot
answered.
remember?
They're like personal stuff, like I don't
Okay,
wanna say it.
personal, okay. No further questions.
Can I leave?
She has an opportunity to cross regarding anything that he just went over, but no new questions. You could ask her, she's friendly with her, and at the same time, she is aware of this. I don't think you're establishing that she does, because she's already admitted fault. Okay, you can dismiss her if you want. Just wanted to let you know what opportunities you have.
May I ask a cool question? Have you seen anyone else cheat besides Maria in any other classes?
See?
You can object, yeah, you
No.
release the witness.
Object.
You have not seen any.
Not seeing them.
So you've heard about it?
Mm-hmm.
How many times? That just give me the biggest thing.
You gotta be louder, Jesse.
Many times, few times,
You.
few. Okay. No further questions?
Clarification.
No, I didn't. I don't care. Or I.
I dismissed her
Oh, go
before you.
Close the argument?
The judge dismisses, she'll ask if you have any further questions.
No, I don't. Miss Bianca?
Bianca? Marie? Bianca.
Can't you call her in? No. If he calls her in, they'll have an opportunity to cross-examine. Who wants to call her in? Which I think would be a very good idea, because she's showing independence. Is usually not, because she's already admitted guilt.
Second here. Sit down for 3 minutes.
Normally, you don't do that. But she can't at this point, unless he agrees. You need to agree, but beyond the waiting for a witness, like she should.
Thank you.
Can I call her up? Really? Hannah Rob?
And another one. We have a surprise witness here. Sit down. I would like to hear louder, please.
What's your name? Hannah. How long have you been going to ALL? About a year now. How long have you known Maria for? About 3/4 of a year. Have you ever seen her cheat? I played the bit. Yes, okay, yeah.
Jesse, loud, can't hear you. I can't hear you. I'm right here. Loud.
You ever cheated? Yes. I'm not gonna lie. Do you think it's acceptable?
Jesse, we can't hear you. You gotta speak loud.
Can I repeat the questions?
No, she must. You can repeat it, see if you understood it, if you heard it right.
Has she ever told you she cheated? Kinda.
Oh, wait a minute.
She never told me, but like,
Yeah.
Well,
I suspected it.
Oh, objection, isn't that like how you say she's expecting? Come on, we need facts here.
Well, I don't wanna
Judge
say
has to make a decision to instruct
Yes.
Jesse not to
that.
pursue
Okay,
this.
like in math,
It's hearsay.
like she.
You have to
Objection,
determine whether
hearsay.
it's hearsay or not.
Okay, is it granted? My objection? Okay.
So rephrase it.
Has she ever told you, like, right before a class, that she's going to cheat? No? Or the day before? No.
Okay. A motion to cross examine?
You only have
3 minutes. Okay, so have you ever cheated before?
Yes.
Yes.
I
Was it-
realize you don't have to answer that question.
I don't care, I'm not gonna lie.
Was it premeditated, as in did you kind of plan it out before you went to class?
What was last year?
Just a note of caution. If she defines time and place, she would be arrested.
Oh,
If this
cool.
happened to be a problem.
That's awesome.
Arrested?
Go to jail now.
If you asked her if she murdered anybody, and she said yes, and said
Okay,
who
yeah.
and where, she would be arrested immediately.
On cheating charge.
She would be charged, so you have to watch for it. The judge can tell you, she can take the Fifth Amendment.
Please.
The judge can tell you not to pursue that, because that's not the objective of this.
Take the fifth.
I plead the fifth.
Have you seen Have you seen
Jasmine?
Yeah, have you seen Jasmine? Have you seen Sanchez cheat? Just
Yeah,
following up.
yeah.
You have. You've seen her in class cheating.
Yeah.
Was it just spontaneous?
It's spontaneous.
That means just on the moment, in the instant, she just kind of pulled out the paper, started copying it.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Well, like,
As I say, it was not premeditated. It was just that urge she had. It was on the spot of the moment.
premeditated mean?
And she thought about
Small
it
words.
over the day before. She
Oh, I
thought
don't
about it.
think
She
so.
planned it out. You don't think so? All right. No further questions.
Awesome. I think I really don't want to go back to this.
Information needs to use. I asked her if
Can she be excused?
Yeah.
okay.
That was terrible.
You want to ask one?
Why? Because Matine is trying to say that it was impulsive when she did it the day before, and he's going to ask for a lesser involvement because it was impulsive, and he's going to ask for no reprimand.
Impulsive.
Because everybody does it.
Well, the witness has been sat, and then she sure is proven to say that it was impulsive and it was an urge.
Well, she did not say that because she wasn't referring to him, she was referring to other times. And it's irrelevant. So what you need to do is ask her, do you think that it's impulsive to do something the day before you actually carry it through? Impulsive is right at the moment, within minutes, without thinking about it. I can't even hear you now. Okay.
Okay.
So you
Closing
got-
arguments, should we give
Do
a
you
break?
have other people you were going to call? You were going to call Bianca? But she's here. We went and got her for you.
Jesse, is she a witness or is she not? Just call it.
Bianca?
Bianca, come. And you. Character for her.
How long have you known Maria? It's obvious. Have you ever seen her cheat? How many times? Wait, what?
Judging is some dishonesty going on here. He says yes and no, we can't both.
How many times?
May stand that she says, I don't know.
I said I don't know how many times she cheated, okay?
Yes. I'm just saying that out loud. You all know.
Do you think cheating is acceptable? What?
Jesse, loud. No one can hear you.
Do you think it's acceptable for Maria to premeditate this cheating or plagiarizing?
Leading question.
Leading question.
Loud, loud. We can't hear you. The jury can't hear you.
Motion to cross examine? Yeah.
You have the right to cross-examine.
Okay. All right. So you've seen Maria cheat before, correct? Okay. Have you seen any others cheat since you're so observant in the classroom?
You're terrible.
Okay. You have not seen anyone else besides Maria.
Don't pay attention to people cheating.
So Maria just happened by chance. Just
We know. Jeez.
He's arguing.
oh, never mind. I'm not. She's her close first. No, you first.
Prosecution goes first in closing. Defense is the last
Yes.
closing. Yeah, that's the rule.
You gotta decide what you're asking for. You gotta decide what the state is asking for.
The consequence. That you asked me first.
Don't be arrogant.
Okay.
Well, you better explain it to them too. loud, so everyone can hear it.
So you're addressing them, ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
The closing,
Go.
summarize.
Jury. This was premeditating plagiarism. Her crime was manifold. In this crime, she cheated herself. She betrayed her parents. She betrayed teachers' trust. She betrayed the administration's trust. She just basically cheated her friend Leal because she copied from her a day before. So it was premeditated. She betrayed every hardworking student and injustice, and I think she should be punished with in-school suspension for 3 weeks.
Let me just clarify. We're aiming for, and we hope that you guys, when you guys are judged fairly, when we say pardon, we mean not that we're just gonna put aside her act of cheating. Cheating's bad, correct? It's dishonest to the class, the school, and to herself. She's harming herself, right? So when we say pardon, we mean that from this day on, so that we have a notice to all the other students, is that when you cheat, when one of us cheats, that there will be some consequences for it. And instead of just aiming the first time we feel like it, after all the slaps on the wrist from before, and all of a sudden now we're giving her a trial and give her a punishment that could be beyond a slap on the wrist. I'm just saying that this pardon will excuse her for the moment, not excuse her from how she's gonna have a punishment, correct? She's gonna have to redo her essays. She's gonna we're asking that she will have to do an essay on why cheating's bad and harmful to the rest of society. Okay, so now that's clarified. I just want to leave you with a famous parable, is let he or she who is without sin of cheating cast the first stone. And I will be
And your, shall we say, that with your decision or your consideration, I'd like Audrey to be able to come up and clarify to her peers what the two are asking for, what Matine is asking for, and what Jesse is asking for. Because I'm not sure it's real clear to everybody. And as I said, clarification, we're asking an expert witness.
Okay, the prosecuting
Jesse, just use her
officer,
name.
Jesse, is asking that we have a consequence, and that consequence be in-house suspension. Now, what that means is that she will be totally removed from her peers and her classes. There will be stipulations placed upon her during that time, and basically she will be in an isolated atmosphere or environment until she meets the requirements of that suspension.
And those requirements are?
Those requirements are that she will be placed in a room at the elementary by Monica. She will have to do all of her work to complete her incompletes. She will have to redo her essay in writing, and she will stay there as long as it takes. It could be 1 week, it could be 4 weeks. However she wants to work. If she wants to work quickly and efficiently, it'll be less time. If she wants to fool around, it'll be a longer time. With Matine, he's asking,
Just a minute, is that
is that what you're
correct?
asking?
Hey, may I speak on to that? May I kind of add on to it or something?
After she finishes, except that's what Jesse's asking for, not what you're asking for. You can ask,
Yes, I know.
you can ask for clarification because she is an expert
Well,
witness.
am I allowed to question that punishment and say that?
You'll be able to address the jury again, yes.
Pardon. But wait, she'll have consequences of redoing the essays, and also she's going to make up an essay for the essay, same like change that.
Okay. Matine, on the other hand, is asking that we overlook the offense by giving her a slight slap on the hand saying, oh, it was premeditated, but that's okay because it's the first time you've been caught doing it.
Objection.
No, you make him because he's the one who's asking for it.
May I clarify? We're not overlooking this. She will have punishment. She will be doing an essay. She will be showing another 3-page essay. She's first making up Stephen's classroom. She'll have to redo it. She's also going to make a 3-page essay saying why cheating is bad. We're not overlooking this. Cheating is not just some inexcusable act, okay? Cheating is bad. We're not saying that that's pardonable. We're just saying that we believe the consequences on this list are too harsh and they're not beneficial. And that if she's in home for 3 weeks and taken away from an academic setting, that it might be harmful instead of helpful to her education.
Okay, but the in-house suspension would not take her away from the academic setting.
Well,
If
can you
it was-
clarify?
Pardon me?
Can you clarify what in-house suspension means? Because usually we
Yes,
say
she will
home.
be here, she will not be at home, she will be here on campus. She will have access to the teachers if there are things that she's unclear about. She will have access to David, Monica, myself, and Sari. She will not be in a situation that she is working totally alone. She will not have the presence of her peers.
So she'll be secluded from healthy competition among her other peers and classmates?
How healthy can it be if she's cheating often?
Yes, what kind of court is this? Judge? Right? They should be excused bailiff? I call for inexcusable deed. And I ask for that to be disregarded, that you not to hear that, you're not going to do that.
Yes.
Where's your gavel?
Okay. You want to know if removing her from her peers? I don't really say that if she looks at, or anyone here looks at a classroom as a competitive sport. We look at it as a learning opportunity. She is not being neglected, the opportunity to continue learning and moving ahead, but she will be removed from the disruptive and the kids who are not willing to really learn. She'll be placed in a setting where she can really focus and concentrate. And for that, I think it's a positive thing.
Well, isn't it through healthy competition that us humans, we learn the most, and that we experience, and through experience, which is learning, is that through experience we remember these experiences and it changes our social construct?
Mr. Matine, not
He's
all of us,
philosophizing,
Yes.
isn't appropriate.
not all of us look at learning as a competition.
Okay, let's have Edip go up
It's
Thank
expected.
What for?
and explain your position. So you know now what Jesse is asking for, in-house suspension. Now, if you can ask him to clarify the position as an expert witness.
Well, I believe I haven't clarified enough.
I'm confused.
Oh, well, may I just address the jury by myself then? Do I need to do it through an expert witness?
No, you
Just ask me
Well,
question.
because aren't I considered an expert witness?
We have
Okay, that's his prerogative.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
He doesn't want you there.
No, he's asking.
You're out.
okay.
He doesn't want you there. He wants to do it himself, to do a reclarification because it's not real.
Well, okay. Judge,
Address the jury.
okay. I believe I said this before. It's only a party, okay? We're not partying to eat. That's it. And I'm just saying that for those of you, I'm not saying that you have, but if you've cheated before, do you think that it's just to just charge her now? Imagine if you're in her case, and then this is the first time you ever did it, and then all of a sudden you're charged with the consequence. In-home suspension, which means you're secluded from all your friends and peers, and healthy competition, to sit in a solitary room by yourself and do work without any beneficial competition. Any. That's it. That's all I believe.
You now, because he spoke, have the right to respond. You don't need to, but you may.
The thing is, what he said is that he's pardoning her, but the thing is, she did this like a day before. She thought about cheating. It was premeditated. I mean, shouldn't you get more of a consequence than just rewriting a couple essays? I mean, she thought about it before she did it.
Now you'll ask the jury if they have any questions, and even during, you'll give them instructions.
In response to that, don't we all think before we cheat?
Yeah.
No, we don't all. It can be spontaneous. It can be just on the spot cheating, but she just premeditated.
Judge, stop
Well,
them
they're
from
more
bickering.
spontaneous.
Judge,
She didn't do it on the spot.
Don't you have to think to get your paper out of your backpack and write it down?
Is that how all people cheat?
Well, I don't know. Tell me. Is that what you define as spontaneous?
Is that?
Do you guys have any questions?
you can ask your questions in orally instead of writing. Just we change that rule. If anyone has question, raise your hands.
Now, even when you're deliberating, if you have questions, you need further instruction. If you don't understand the consequences, then you probably want to instruct them to select between these consequences or come up with a third, if that's permissible.
I have a question.
Go ahead, take your
Is
question.
it the first time she cheated?
I believe you clarified before that she had.
Okay.
But it was confirmed that it was not premeditated, it was spontaneous.
Can we check another information?
Will you allow that?
You can actually consider it if you want. Okay, so it's just between the two? Okay.
Was this ever told to the defendant?
Huh?
Was this ever told to the defendant? I don't believe so. I was specifically told actually that
It would
there's
have
no other
been
consequences.
a plea bargain.
Well, I was told that those were the only consequences and the only things are on the board, nothing else.
Oh, no, that's what the judge just said.
You know,
is
she
that
said
they
that
had
they
to
may come
choose
up with another consequence.
No, she said no.
Oh, I thought you were saying yes. You just said no.
No.
You just said yes.
No, she said no, that she
Okay,
couldn't.
clarification is no.
Is there any more questions? So you guys can go on your left.
And when you go, the first thing
Do you give them time? 10 minutes?
Choose a foreman, a spokesperson.
Give them 10 minutes.
Let them go, and
Stephanie, aren't you going? Oh, you're not part of the jury? Oh.
if you have any questions, you can ask somebody else.
I want to make a little comment, David, but
No, you can't lie. You're not lying. Okay, settle down. Will, Edip and I may, we're going to take this a little bit longer. Your next teacher will understand that. Ladies, unless you would like to be sequestered or removed, okay. Edip and I will attempt to answer any of the procedural questions. We won't necessarily entertain all questions if we think they're inappropriate. Yeah.
Is it just that you're helping Jesse?
Huh?
Is it just that you're helping Jesse?
Yes, partly because Matine had a trained, somebody trained in jurisprudence, somebody who'd been to law school, helping him.
When didn't
Besides, we really didn't want to have the judge call this a mistrial.
and by the way, in fact, I helped both of them, and both did excellent job. The only
So
thing
I thought they did.
yeah, I think both was
I also
wonderful.
helped Matine.
Also, I think the only problem with Jesse's voice was low. If Jesse was a little bit louder, which will be, this is the first case they are trying. As first case tried, trust me, they were better than many law students I have seen the first case. They are
This,
very
this
good.
also gives them a little bit of experience. If this works, which it looks to me like it did, you were respectful, I think both of them were respectful, I think both of them covered their cases well. It may be up to you, and you might be on the jury next time, or you might be the one defending or the one prosecuting. So it's important that you understand the process. So it's important that you understand the process that you are all in, our legal system.
May I have comment?
Yes.
In this, when I watched this, I think both of them were being excellent. However, I think Matine made cardinal mistakes, two big mistakes. Matine, pay attention. Two big mistakes he made. He became arrogant, and he didn't bring a character witness to help his case. All the witnesses were her witness, and he ignored that. And also, he didn't want to have an expert witness could help his case. One of the best lawyers can lose the cases exactly because of arrogance. When they become arrogant, they lose the case. And therefore, it's the lesson for me. Excuse me?
I thought he did an excellent job.
He did an excellent job, I think, but he became arrogant.
Half the attorneys I know who win all of their games, all of them, are incredibly arrogant.
Anyone
Go
else?
ahead.
What happens if you like talk to the bad
If we,
the people?
pardon? No, I don't understand.
Oh, the witnesses afterwards want to add?
No, not me.
Oh,
She doesn't get a shot. She actually is supposed to respond only to the question she's asked, not others. And it will be up to these two to either make it real clear or to make it less clear. It is the case when anybody sits up here or in a real setting that they always feel like they didn't get a chance to say what they needed to say. That happens every single time. And they get angry because they weren't asked the questions. Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong.
but before the jury deliberates in a case, there's always a chance that if it's going to help their side, they would recall you. But once the jury deliberates, that's it.
That was quick. Yes. I don't know. There are an array, I think the judge here let you know that there are an array of possibilities. What Jesse did not ask for the maximum, which was expulsion. And Matine didn't ask for the minimum, which was an acquittal. But he could have, because he made his straight case relatively strong on that basis. He probably didn't ask for it because he didn't think he could get it. Yes.
How come the people in the jury couldn't tell us what it was about until like now?
Oh, they're not actually supposed to talk about it, even among themselves, until they deliberate. That's the way the system works. They want people to be fair. They don't want to have one strong juror making up the minds for everybody else. And they don't want it to be, prosecuted either in the jury. They want it to have everybody have a fair hearing on the merits. Last question.
Why, if people or, sort of as an example, why doesn't if you have a bailiff, why aren't we using it?
There are bailiffs all of the time. It's up to the judge. If the judge decides not to have somebody removed, that's up to the judge.
And if we're gonna make this real, I still don't understand anybody on the top.
That's not really the case. Sometimes in a real setting, you'll see 5 attorneys and sometimes experts. that are not attorneys sitting at the same table, advising them. Let's say you had a financial case. They might have somebody with a background in finances sitting right at the table so that those attorneys have an opportunity to ask them. And it can either be the attorney or it can be somebody at the table that asks that the attorney speak with them and consult with them. That's within the legal system. What we try to do with the legal system is make sure that both the state and the individual has a fair hearing. And you really want to do that because you don't want it to be called mistrial. The judge, after hearing everyone, could say that the sentence was inappropriate for what has been heard, or the defendant or the state did not have adequate representation. Happens all the time. This really is the last question.
But were you advising? It was more puppet master.
Inappropriate question, I won't ask.
Okay.
You may be up there sometime too. So I turn it back over to you.
Okay, now that you guys have heard both parties, based on the instruction and pertinent laws given to you by the court, you're expected to reach a unanimous decision. Since the defendant has already pleaded guilty, you'll only decide, on choice of penalties listed, in the jury instruction or possession. You'll be moved to,
This was before the deliberation you're
That's okay.
supposed to. That's it.
Okay, you can ask them if they've come to a decision, a unanimous
you
decision.
guys can do this.
Yeah, the jury has decided that mine is not, will be like pardoned.
That wasn't among your choices.
He's saying that she made pardon, but she's off the guilty.
No, that wasn't, what was their choices? Pardon means that there are no consequences whatsoever.
No, like, Matine said, like, that pardon type thing, where she had to do, like, something.
Okay, we'll, get together with Matine and Maria and specify a little closer. Okay?
You guys can leave.
You're now dismissed.
Yeah, dismissed.
Go to your next class.